Ready to go LARPing.
Well, here we are in the Workshed. We are preparing, getting our toys and stuff ready for the big day, Santa's Workshop.
Yeah, and with the holidays coming up, we're sort of looking at what gifts do you get a LARPer?
What gifts do you get a LARPer? I think it's a really hard question because depending on the genre of their game, it could be varied. You can have a cowboy game, you can have a fantasy game, a pirate game, a dystopian future game. So what we wanted to think of was I almost said toys there. I guess you could buy someone toys. Was gifts for a LARPer that would work for many different types of genres, many different games, and maybe even many different characters. Something that can be reusable.
Something that's going to be seeing consistent use, not just a specific hat for a specific game.
One of my favorite gifts that I actually got for a holiday was a scarf and hat set in college, and it's actually this scarf right here. So I think that a scarf would do really well for a LARP. I love scarves. They add just an extra little bit of color to your character. And again, they're very genre neutral. They don't really fit into the cowboy.
As long as textiles have been invented in your setting, a scarf is appropriate.
Yeah,
So-
you really can't go wrong there.
Yeah, this is just a very inexpensive scarf, and I have a few other ones here. This one actually is the one that I use at game because it is ridiculously long and goofy. With a lot of my gear, I wear jackets, but then it leaves this whole area, your inner neck area, just completely exposed. So I just love taking a scarf and wrapping it in there and shoving it down there.
The classic cut of heavy coat often leaves just like this section of your chest exposed, and a scarf around your neck tucks right into that perfectly and keeps your whole front warm.
I think it looks also really cool when you're angry in a conversation, and I've had it up to here with you, and then you throw the scarf around your shoulder and walk out. So I'm always out there looking for really cool role play, and you know what? Throwing a scarf over your shoulder as you stomp out of the door, that's some really good role play.
That's roleplay tips for you.
Christmas role play.
Such a drama kid.
It does exist! They do exist.
One of my favorite LARP gifts I ever got was, sort of ironically, I got a pair of gloves. And the gloves that I got were actually a wool pair of gloves. I don't have them with me today, but they were just happened to be perfectly in genre with the game that I was playing at the time. So it was just like
It was a gag gift that you actually liked.
you know, it kind of it just happened to be like my aunt bought me a pair of gloves for Christmas, not even thinking about it. Just like, oh, everyone needs gloves, and they were like these ratty old, like, made me look like Tiny Tim, you know, like they were fingerless wool gloves, and they just happened to be perfect for, you know, our 18th and 19th century games, you know, where we're wearing that type of apparel.
The amount of times I've seen people wear stuff like that in fantasy and those kind of games is alarming. It's like, oh man, people love these.
Yeah.
So it ironically became a perfect gift for you.
Yeah. And gloves are one where, okay, you probably do own a pair of gloves already, but maybe not a pair that's made of traditional fibers or looks halfway reasonable for something that's not going on a ski trip in 2020.
I will say the wool gloves that I got, they looked like wool gloves on the outside, but the inside was actually very modern fabric. So it was like, it's not uncomfortable. I'm not scratching my hands all day. They were perfect.
I have a pair that's the fingerless gloves with a fold-over mitten on the end that I really love.
Oh, those are good. Those are good.
You know what else is really great about having gloves at a LARP? When someone insults you in game, you can take one of the gloves off, slap them with it, and now you got a duel. You got an engagement. You got some role play.
I have seen that happen more
I've
than
definitely
once.
seen you throw a glove at someone and then have them fail to respond to your challenge of a duel.
Oh boy.
These are actually, ironically, these are my Pabst gloves. They're from like the late 90s or something, and like you can't even tell, they look perfectly fine.
They're nice.
And those came from Target.
Got a pair in here, like literally from the dollar store.
See, I would still think those are a good gift, though.
Yeah, oh god, they're great. And they get the job done, and especially if you go to a LARP and you know people aren't going to have gloves, it's a cold event, you can get a couple of these and just give them to people. And they're great.
I actually carry two gloves because if I get one wet, I mean, you're out there running in the woods.
Yeah.
So gloves are a great gift for your holiday friends.
And to complete the trifecta of gifts that we didn't want as kids, my suggestion, socks.
And we ain't talking about business socks either. These work socks, they can go to hell. So yeah, tons of socks in here. Does it really matter brand? I think the biggest issue is like warmth versus like hiking versus summer. Like, what do you think?
I think when you're buying someone socks for LARP, you're really buying them for that really cold event where you know that they're going to be, pulling them up past their ankles. They're really going to need a good pair of socks. In the summer, you don't worry about it as much, but in those winter events, you need a comfy, warm pair
even
of
in the
socks.
fall and spring when it's wet.
Oh yeah.
Having just several pairs of real nice, thick, warm socks that you can swap out when they get wet.
Oh yeah.
They're padded, so if you're wearing shoes that aren't maybe your favorite, that'll carry a lot of the weight for you.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to color of socks, like for these, they're obviously visible. The scarves and the gloves are visible, but like this sock has a stupid spider on it.
Yeah.
No one's gonna see that.
No one's gonna see it.
No one's really gonna be looking at your socks mainly, so you can get these in any kind of color, any kind of style.
Well, like you say that, but I've definitely had the boots off in the snow experience where everybody's just sitting around by the fire with their feet up.
Well,
that's
there's
true.
that too. But
Don't have the Nike swish out then, I guess. a pair of socks, like it's not like underwear.
You can say that.
A pair of socks isn't like a shirt or a pair of pants. Like, me and Phil can maybe share pants. I can't share pants with you. They're gonna be up to my ankles. So, socks you can though. We all kind of pretty much have that
there's
6 to 11 size foot.
There's like 3 sizes of sock. There's child, there's adult, and there's enormous.
So I don't think, if you're looking for something, a scarf, gloves, socks, you don't really need to know the size of the person.
Yeah.
You don't
it's
need to know their
buy.
pants or inseam size. It's just, they're a large person, they get the large socks.
Definitely.
If you're looking for something a little more LARP practical than just clothing attire, this is also a pretty cheap, inexpensive gift. Pouches. We have an assortment of pouches that we have. Some of them are homemade. Some of them are made by people sitting at this table.
You made some nice pouches.
And some of them are made by people at LARPs. So let's go through just a couple of the pouches that we own.
Yeah, this one was made by, I think it was the guy who actually made my holster at Dead Legends, and he was just doing a bunch of leatherworking, and he made pouches.
he would just sit in a corner at game, doing some leatherworking and showing off the stuff that he'd done previously. And
not the only person I've ever seen do leatherworking at game either. So there are people out there who do this.
This one we ordered from an online retailer, and it's just a normal. God, yeah, I haven't used it. I've used it exactly once, and then things happened, and then that was it. So yeah, it's actually
so it's
really
almost
nice.
new.
Very nice.
And look,
more pouches.
more of my pouches. So yeah, again, I believe both of those were. Hold on.
Are these Manifoci? Are these
No,
Stop
stop it. Hold on. Both of these were, I believe, like around $20. So, not including shipping, and I saw the guy at the table, so shipping doesn't count.
Yeah.
But both those were under $20. That was a pretty simple, easy thing to buy.
Yeah.
These are homemade by myself, and actually for 1 year at one of our games, I made a ton of these and gave them out to people at Christmas. I think I put like candy canes or something in there. And gave them out, and I still see people floating around using them every so often. And
they're nice.
Again, it's just a really simple, easy design. Maybe I'll do a video on how to make these.
Yeah, they're not like belt loops or anything. They're just a little pouch to hold a bunch of coin-shaped objects in.
Yeah.
Or maybe
coins.
your medical supplies. I use them obviously for everything. And, make them is really inexpensive. The material is inexpensive. I know I've used scrap material to make some of these. They're very small. So you have a wide assortment out there. I know you have a wallet at home that somebody made.
I do. That's actually in our like group gear. We carry our group items in there, and it's just in a wallet that someone made for us.
So there's other kind of pouch materials that you could buy somebody.
Yeah.
Just containers are always useful. You can't see them right now. I always wear cargo pants because I like having pockets. And I go to a game where cargo pants haven't been invented yet. And what do?
Get this guy pouches.
Get this man a pouch.
Get this man a pouch. The issue was genre, and this, I made these originally for a fantasy game, and then I made them at our cowboy game, and they work just as fine.
Yeah,
I used that one in my cowboy game. I used this one at my pirate game, and again, you can use them for a variety of genres, and no one's really going to bat an eye. So, a $20 pouch that could be used at multiple different games on multiple different characters, that's a great buy. Kevish, these are some really nifty, wait, hold on, we didn't talk about any roleplay with socks.
I thought about it for a moment, and I was like, do we need to do this?
Do we need to talk about roleplay with socks? How do you roleplay socks?
Sock puppets. Have you not seen sock puppets at LARP?
No.
You've never seen a sock puppet at a LARP.
Hold on. No joke though, because we've talked about wanting to do this. Set up a laundry line. We've done that at games. Like in the really hot months, we'll set up a laundry line, have all our clothes hanging out. I think it'd be really funny at next game to like pin a few socks hanging over the fireplace.
Oh, that's not bad.
It just adds to the homeliness of your game world.
Yes.
Personally, I think it adds to it when you're walking around like, oh good, there's someone's smelly socks in the middle of the tavern. Maybe not. I don't know. And do we need to talk about roleplay abilities with pouches? We do. The coolest thing ever that I found was filling a pouch with money and then dropping it on a table.
Just, here's your payment.
Like we have that shit right there.
We literally do. Throw our in-game money in there. It's plastic. So.
It just sounds really cool.
Yes.
Here's, like buying a bounty hunter. Here's your chit, sir.
That seems like enough from the weight of it.
Or you could do the seems a little light here. So is there dice in here? What the hell is that?
It's plastic money.
No, there's a piece of gold in there. I got gold. I got fool's gold. I got tong, and I got some dice.
Jeez, you've got a little bit of everything in there.
Dude, I'm ready for war over here.
You're ready to play a gambling game.
I'm ready to play a gambling game. There's something really neat about like you said, throwing money into a bag and then tossing it at somebody.
It is very nice.
And then since it's so cheap to make, let them keep the bag.
Yeah.
I think it's really fun.
You're giving away a gift right there.
Kevish, as we clean up all of this stuff, you had an idea for another video. This idea was pretty much something that's genre non-specific budget LARP gifts.
Genre agnostic.
Genre agnostic gifts.
Yes.
So what's your idea for the next video?
Well, the next video we can maybe look at things that are a little bit more specific. We have a couple like LARP catalogs and just costume catalogs of things, and these places all have websites too. So we can go over the more specific, sometimes mostly more expensive things that you might want to buy someone or yourself, say, for the holiday season.
You could buy for that special someone, or maybe you are that special someone.
I think everyone's going to be buying themselves a little something.
Because you're worth it.
Yes, you are worth it.
In these trying times during this holiday season, you are worth it.
Yes.
So, as the kids say, treat yourself.
Treat yourself, yes.
This is our budget gifts. Next video, you kind of want to take it to the, the things you're asking Santa Claus.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The things that are going on the nice list.
And you got to be really nice for this. So, we'll see you next time here on Breaking Character.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
All right. Pack her up, pack her in.
Let me begin.